Hi guys, welcome back to the English virtual class. Today I'm going to take up the lesson The Case of the Sharp-Eyed Jeweler, written by Nicholas Bentley. What do you mean by the word sharp-eyed? It means to have a keen sense of observation. So, who do you think has that keen sense of observation? It is the jeweler, and the jeweler's name is William Morris. He is actually precisely a jeweler's assistant. Okay, so unlike the story The Luncheon, wherein the author and narrator were the same, okay, but here we have both the author and narrator different. The author being Nicholas Bentley and the narrator being William Morris, that is the sharp-eyed jeweler. So let us see what is that case and how with his observational skills he solves the case or solves the mystery. Okay, in fact it is about the stealing of a ring and how with his vigilance, okay, that is being very alert, he foils the attempt of stealing of a precious ring. Okay, yeah, we understand that Morris is a jeweler's assistant working for Regnier's famous antique jewelry shop, and the principal customers are millionaires, oil kings, film stars, heroes of the football field, etc. And he made a study of crime stories that ranging from Edgar Allan Poe to Agatha Christie. Okay, and his hobby is to observe people, unlike others who observe the fish or other animals or birds. But he loves to observe people. He loves to watch how they walk, what they eat, what they do, and he has such a keen sense of observation, right? Yes. So one day he had gone to his shop, and as usual, he started arranging for the display. So the first thing he does is to keep all the jewels at the window for the display, which had been kept in the safe in the night. Okay. So while he was arranging for the display, he had seen a woman who was standing in front of the undertaker's shop. Okay, so he grew suspicious of the woman because she neither had shown any sign of mourning on her face nor in her dress. Okay, so her interest in such things struck the narrator very strange, as she was not wearing black or any other sign of mourning. She was staring at the urns or the vase or the pots wherein ashes of the cremated are stored. Okay, so meanwhile, after the display, he found a gum chewing American enters the shop. Okay, as soon as he finished arranging the jewels in the window, right? And he could easily identify the American with his typical haircut and also chewing that dreadful chewing gum and with that multicolored tie. Okay, so he feels that the typical qualities of an American is to have the typical haircut and the multicolored tie, and also the chewing gum rolling in one's mouth. So, in that way, he immediately identified him as an American. Yeah. The American starts speaking in his strong American accent or Yankee accent, and he was only interested in buying rings. Okay, and William Morris understands that he doesn't know much about the jewels or precious stones, and he also understands he is not a regular customer, right? And the how he was able to judge the rings or the jewels, or the precious stone was just it was a price. In fact, the price was his measure in judging the jewels, right? So what happened, he started showing the trays of rings, and the American had selected one flower ring which is made of precious stones, rubies and diamonds, right? but he grudges of heavy price that has been set over that flower ring. In fact, Mr. Regnier had set a very, very heavy price or a high price for the flower ring because he liked the ring so much and he didn't want to lose it. Okay, he was like that. He loved his jewels so much as he loved his children. So he didn't want to lose it, so he set a very high price. So American asked to show him some more rings. So when the narrator bends down to take out another tray, okay, and what happens, and as soon as he takes out the another tray and was about to keep the tray on the counter, he notices that the flower ring is disappeared. Okay, so when he understands that, immediately he calls Miss Suskind, who is another assistant, to stand beside him, right? So now a thorough research, or I mean search, was made, searching for the ring, but all that frantic search went in vain. Even the American also joins in the search, but all the entire research goes in vain because they couldn't identify where the ring was. Here, the proprietor, that is Mr. Regnier, who was such a modest person and a humble person, he was really upset at the ring disappearing. And as I already told you, that it was his favorite ring, and he didn't want to lose it, and he had set such a high price over it. Okay, so his love for jewelry, like his love for children. So Suskind immediately suggests to look in the turnips of American's trousers, but it had brought no result. Okay, so then American was asked to go to the Regnier's office, where he was searched thoroughly by Regnier. Though American went reluctantly there, okay, so he was searched, but all that efforts also went in vain. So there was no ring found anywhere. Meanwhile, the woman, who was standing in front of the undertaker's shop while William Morris was arranging for the display, entered the shop. So, this lady coming at this juncture makes Morris very suspicious. She comes with a piece of cheap jewelry. In fact, it is a brooch or a cheap trinket which was wrapped in a paper packet. She gives that packet to him, telling that it needs repair. Okay, so now his suspicion grew all the more because the regular customers should understand that Regnius does or never does any repairs. Okay, so now his suspicion grew all the more strong. The lady, what she does is, as if by an accident, she drops that paper packet towards the side of the counter, or that is towards the side of the narrator. Okay, so then when William Morris bends down to take out that paper packet, the lady, she just puts her hand under the counter. Okay, and William Morris, while taking out the paper packet, all things, entire thing comes or flashes in front of him. Now he understands what actually had happened. He understands that both the American and also this lady are the partners in crime. So he hands it over the paper packet to her, and while she was going, he calls out and asks her to wait. And he asks her to take out the ring that she had kept in her left hand pocket. The lady, without turning back, she takes out that ring, the flower ring, from her left hand pocket and hands it over to him, and runs away from there within no time. So now Mr. Regnier, along with the American, enters, and William Morris is very happy to show the ring to him. Regnier was very surprised to know that the ring was recovered, while the American, who was just noticing all this, he ran away from there like a shot of a gun. Then the narrator explains the entire things, what all had happened. So he tells that it was the American and the ladies planned to steal that expensive ring. Okay, so the American, when he entered, he just took out the flower ring and he kept under the edge of the counter with his chewing gum. Okay, so he noticed that American stopped chewing the gum when that thorough search was going on. So now he connected all the incidents and come to a conclusion that they have planned to steal the ring. The lady cleverly enters when American was taken for thorough search, and very cleverly she had taken out the ring that was pressed into the gum under the edge of the counter and kept in her left hand pocket. And the trick, it was a cunning trick, in fact, to throw the paper packet as if by an accident towards the side of William Morris, okay, in order to grab that flowering. So all the incidents, they become very clear as he was explaining to Mr. Regnier. So children, now you might have understood how cleverly and with his presence of mind and also with keen sense of observation, he had foiled the attempt of stealing an expensive ring. So how differently people react to the same happening, right? So Mr. Regnier was very happy and he was in fact very grateful to the narrator. With this, I'm going to end our video lesson today and I will be back again with another lesson. Till then, goodbye and take care.